What's going on, everybody? Super E46 here, doing a window regulator regulator in the motor. So the reason why I'm doing this video is because, just like most of my DIYs, it's not a full install. It's really just tips, kind of what's been left out to help you finish that job. So if you see there, that's a clip, and if you can see, it actually goes in to the glass. And so the trick to getting that out is really by hand. You're actually going to have to take your hand, slide it behind. If you don't want to take the window completely out of the entire thing, you're going to have to take your hand, slide it out behind there, and kind of pop those little tabs that are holding it in. And of course, another little tip is those cables there. I know the 50s kid talked about it, that these are like basically bicycle cables, and they are. They're very similar. The only main difference I've noticed, because it's like a bicycle brake cable, the only difference I've noticed is the housing, which is the outer part, that black casing you see. The housing is a little bit thicker. Aside from that, it is a bicycle cable, and pretty much if you're replacing the regulator, you will more likely than not have to cut those cables. And I recommend taking your hand behind this black bar here. You see right there. You're gonna go behind there. You're gonna pull a wire back out from behind there, and you can clip it. Of course, I guess theoretically, if you have big enough cutters, you could just clip the whole housing if you're taking out. You just gotta be careful. Make sure you are clipping the housing, not anything else. But yeah, that's the biggest tip I have, guys, is those clips there. You know, if you don't want to actually take the entire window out by taking that bracket out up top, you can really just lower the window down slowly by hand, take those clips out. Those are the new clips, by the way. But yeah, just getting your hand behind there and basically pushing in, almost kind of getting a pinch on that thing and pushing it in. I'm actually going to drop this flashlight in there so you can at least kind of see what I mean. You get your hand behind there, and kind of with two fingers, you just push it, and then you do it one corner at a time to get that out. So I would have filmed it. It was a tricky job to film at the same time, though, and I don't have a stand. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got for now on the E46 window regulator replacement. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll probably have another few tips by the time I'm done with this, just to let you guys know what I think. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Make sure to like and subscribe. As always, drive safe. What's up, guys? Super 46 back again. Just watched this guy Beamer Dude's video, and he's talking about doing a license plate bolt through the back side. I found this bolt that actually fits perfectly through the back. You could tighten this as much as you want, it's not going to pull through. So I'm actually going to try that. I'm going to take this panel off because the window's still working, but you know, you can just tell it's not as secure as it should be. So I'm actually going to try running that bolt through the back side, as you can see there, reverse. So I've got that bolt flipped backwards on the back side. I'm going to take this panel off and let you guys know if I have any success there. All right, guys, huge breakthrough. If you can see here, I actually put this is how I did the setup. I put a nut facing backwards or forwards, whichever way you want to call it, and then a bolt going in that way. That's actually how I did it. Now, of course, you don't put it in this way. You actually have to press that bolt in afterwards. It's a little hard because you have to go back behind the window, but the window is much more secure now. I think that putting the nut in there and then screwing the bolt into it, the window's bound to come off. So that is the breakthrough. So yeah, I watched this Beamer Dude's video. He gave me an idea because he's doing it with license plate bolts. But yeah, check his video out and you'll see what I mean. That's the way to do it. So I'm about to oil up the window and see if it doesn't work better than before. All right, guys, massive tip on this window motor, regulator, window, all that stuff. So I did the bolt. Definitely works better. There's none of that rattling sound when it gets to the bottom like it's loose. So the window's definitely on there tight now. The only issue is that it just doesn't seem like it has the power to go up and down. So I go, man, I just got a brand new motor. It's not the motor. It's the fact that this weather stripping that's on the top of the window is just going bad, or it's just really sticky. There was one person who owned the car for a very brief time, or rather was driving the car for a very brief time, put 10 on it, and I think the tent that they put was kind of cheap, and it had a lot of sticky stuff on it, and basically it just wouldn't go up and down. Now what I've done is I've put essentially olive oil. I couldn't find anything else. I put grease on it. The grease actually didn't work well. It's almost like the grease dried up and has caused more binding. So now what I've done is I put olive oil on it, and it's rolling up and down way smoother than ever. So check this out. Still get a little bit of a squeak, but it is way better than it was before. And I'm just kind of letting that olive oil work its way around the parts. It's actually getting smoother, as you can see, each rotation. So yeah, that's just something to think about, guys. If it's not rolling up and down smoothly, it may not just be the motor. Try actually oiling up the window. I know it sounds crazy, but the weather stripping at the top, the edges, the bottom, the sides, everywhere can actually bind the window up. So give that a shot. But yeah, the bolt down there, putting it on the back side did work. It's more secure, and doing that with oiling up the window, it's working better than it ever has. So once again, thanks for tuning in. This is Super E46. Make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, drive safe. What's going on, everybody? Super E46 here again. And just to kind of finish up this window regulator, so I came to the conclusion that you guys really need to watch Beamer Dude's video, because he kind of gave me this idea about running this bolt on the back side of that little bracket, instead of actually running that nut on the back side of this bracket and then running a bolt and connecting it to it, because essentially the window is more secure. He shows you, he uses like a license plate bolt. You can use anything. I've just realized the biggest concept is, from the factory, these things come with that nut in there, and it's almost like the more you tighten it, it's supposed to expand that. It doesn't work. I almost think they're putting them in wrong from the factory. I think they should go on the outside like that, because it's much more secure. No more rattling since I've put that in. Now, what gets even more interesting though is after I did that, the window still was not rolling up and down like it should. It was very slow to roll up and down. I'd push the button, and you know where it was supposed to just roll all the way down, when you push it once, it wasn't doing that. You had to hold it down. So I put grease on it a while back, and come to find out, it's almost like there was a chemical reaction. The grease, and it's winter now, the grease kind of seized up, and the window was barely rolling up and down. You could tell the motor was working really hard. So I said, you know what, I'm gonna try using something that's a little bit better in low temperatures. So I used olive oil. I literally coated the window in olive oil. I know it's probably not what some of you guys would want to do, but any sort of actual oil, not grease, would work. I mean, heck, you could even use engine oil. But I used olive oil, and just watch these results here, just so you can see the difference. That's the smoothest this window has rolled down in quite a while. It's running at 100%. Pun intended. Check this out, guys. All the way to the top. Let's try it again. So basically, these weather seals here, and then along the edges of the window, over time the heat can really mess with them and deteriorate them. So you want to actually put grease on them, or you want to put oil on them. The grease will probably do good in the summer once it starts to heat up, but it's almost like the grease really acted as glue, so it was really stopping it from working. So you can definitely see the window's rolling better than ever. It's never rolled down that fast the whole time I've owned it. And you can see there's definitely some oil, but the more I use it, the better it gets. So I definitely think you guys should look at oiling up your window if it's having issues rolling up and down, because it may not be just the motor, may not be just the regulator. So definitely check that out, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm just gonna sit here and keep rolling my window up and down and enjoying the work, because it actually worked out really well. It took me a few tries, but hey, that's what it's about. Sometimes you gotta really try to get stuff working right, but yeah, we've got this window really working well. So make sure to like and subscribe, guys. I got plenty more great content coming your way. Drive safe as always, and if you guys have any questions about this job or you have any tips, make sure to leave them in the comments below. I really appreciate all the feedback, everybody, positive, negative. At the end of the day, really helps us all out. So thank you guys, and we'll see you soon.